Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. Today we have Vanilla Beat for Edison format. Before we get in profile, if you guys like Goat, Edison, Tango, or Hat, those are the main ones we do here, but we do have some of those more niche ones, some of those other old school decks in the format. So subscribe for more. Alright, so we got a 40 card main. We are not playing an extra. You could technically play Chimera Techs, but we're not playing tuners. And before I lie to you, let me see if we're playing a way of stealing monsters. Yeah, we are not playing a way of stealing monsters, so we can't steal any tuners. Creature swap could be used on us, but so technically the correct answer is to play the Chimera Techs, then play a generic synchro deck in case you get creature swapped. But if you're just playing casually with friends, all you need is this main deck. Alright, to start off with, we have the first edition Ulti Gene Warped Werewolves. Trust me, that's the only thing sparkly in this deck. They were just so cheap that I was like, I'm buying these. They're like 12 bucks, 13 bucks, I forget what they were. Alright, so we do have this deck for Goat format. If you guys like that, check that out. So one of the main difference between Goat format and Edison is that this guy now exists. He's going to be the biggest normal summon beater. He's the only one with 2,000 attacks, so you have to play him. Also take note that I'm playing only Earths, and that is so that you can play Goes and Match in the side deck. And luckily there is... Alright, so because we're playing Earths, that does not mean we are compromising on the actual attack of the monsters or the levels. These are still all 1900 beaters, and we just chose the ones that are Earths. So that is it for the monsters, guys. So we're playing 3 Gene Warped Werewolf. That's your 2K beater. He says this werewolf was given incalculable strength through horrific genetic manipulation. Its gentle nature was completely wiped out, and it now lives only to unleash destruction. That is a badass description. And then obviously I'm a big Gladiator Beast fan, so the fact to play Ondol is pretty cool. Alien Shock Trooper, Sabersaurus, Insect Knight, and Gemini Elf. These guys are all 1900 attack. Like I said, the fact that we're playing Earths doesn't mean we're compromising anything else. There is more 1900s. We just had enough Earths to also be 1900s. So we can play Goes and Match in the side deck, which can obviously shut down some decks like Gladiator Beasts. What else out there? There's certain decks that play multiple attributes. Maybe like Value Turbo, even though they play a lot of darks. They do play some other stuff like Hamster, Raikou. But it can be annoying for sure. Alright, let's get on to the spells and traps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So we're playing 18 monsters. If you play the one tribute big one, like a level 5 or level 6, you got to play Frostosaurus. Summon Skull is no longer the biggest one at 2,500. It's going to be Frostosaurus at 2,600 for this format. So again, if you want to play that one, that's fine, but we're opting just to play normal summons without tributing. Alright, to start off with, we have 2 Heart of the Underdog. This one says, during your draw phase, when you draw a normal monster, you can reveal it to draw 1 more card. So I typically like playing 3 of this in a deck that has a higher monster count. But we are only playing 18, so I think 2 is sufficient. We're playing 1 Dark Factory Mass Production. This one allows you to select 2 normal monsters from your graveyard and add them to your hand. So that's going to allow you to go +1 instantly, kind of get some card advantage back. I'm opting to play 2 Ordered Charge, I mean. It is a quick play. I'm a big fan of quick plays. I think they provide a lot of versatility to decks. This one says target 1 non-token normal monster you control. Tribute that normal monster, and if you do, destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. So the reason why I like this deck, this deck, over like an older format is because in this format people play a lot of bottomless trap holes, and literally every one of our monster can be bottomless trap hold. So this will allow you to dodge that and then get some value simultaneously by popping one of their monsters. It just goes neutral while also outing one of their monsters. Alright, next up we have the traps. That is it for the spells. We are playing 3 Justy Break. Justy Break is a card that did not exist in GOAT format. If you've seen our vanilla beat profile for GOAT, this card is absolutely insane. Let me read it to you. It says, activate only when your opponent declares an attack against a face-up normal monster you control. Destroy all monsters on the field except face-up attack position normal monsters. So this is actually better than Mirror Force because it's just going to pop all their face downs as well. Obviously, we're never going to set these guys. Their defense is just way too low, and their attack is way too high to disrespect that. So Justy Break is a hell of a card. Next up, we're able to play 2 Birthright. Birthright says select 1 normal monster from your graveyard and special summon a face-up attack position. When this card is removed from the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is removed from the field, destroy this card. So it's basically like Call of the Haunted. We are not playing Call of the Haunted. There's no reason because we only play normals. You could technically just play Call of the Haunted if you want. We're playing 1 Mirror Force, Dust Shoot, Torrential, double Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force. I always like to put the singles together. Double Bribe, double Skill Drain, and double Royal Oppression. Not much to say about the singles. You got to play them. They're the best cards in the format. For a deck that doesn't have tremendous power ceiling, we have to rely on Saki cards. So that's obviously, we'll talk about these in a second, but that's what this is about here. But yeah, Trap, Dust Shoot, Mirror Force, Torrential, Solemn, double Bottomless. This is really going to help us keep pace because we actually cannot beat over anything that's over 2,000 attack. And that's another reason why you like Order the Charge, because that's actually a way of going outing bigger monsters as well. Especially if they're already going to attack it, you just tribute for cost instead. Basically just becomes Sakura's armor. But yeah, you have to play that because of that. Obviously playing 4 Mirror Forces basically makes it to where you don't really have to beat anything over 2,000. But yeah, Bottomless regardless is going to help us keep pace. Because we play a lot of back row, like the continuous traps here, and then obviously all of our traps. Heavy Storm is really bad against us, so having double Dark Bribe is going to double as a way of protecting our back row, but also simultaneously protecting us against their back row. Notice that we're not playing Heavy Storm or MST, and I had to make that choice because I figured this was a little better. Typically decks will play those spell back row removal, but it just made sense to have this as serving as like defensive and offensive. And then lastly, we have the double Skill Drain, double Oppression. So these are both semi-limited, so you can't play more than that. This is really self-explanatory. We don't use any effects at all, so being able to negate everything face-up was really good. And then Oppression, obviously we play Birthright, but that's pretty much all we play for special summoning, so this is going to hurt them way more. It's going to hurt us. And again, if either one of these is not necessarily optimal against the opponent, keep in mind that we are playing all Earths, so you do have options to take these out in any ratios or any of this other stuff too, and just play triple goes in, double goes in, whatever you think. I think 2 goes in is typically enough. You don't want to brick on drawing multiples, especially when this deck struggles to keep pace. But yeah, that's it for the profile, guys. If I'm missing anything that you think is good to change up, add, subtract, whatever, please let me know down below, and we will see you in the next one. Peace out.